Goeienaand, dis Sondag 9 Desember. Baie welkom by Fokus. Ek is Lenet Francis. Dis amper tyd vir die skoolvakansie, maar Fokus gaan reg deur die feestydperk hier op ons pos wees. So moenie jou afspraak met ons vergeet nie, elke Sondag aand om 6 net hier op SABC 2. So waarna kyk ons vanaand? Die molestering van kinders deur kerkamptenare was die afgelope jaar van tyd tot tyd in die nuus. Maar dis 'n saak wat reeds dekades lank opslaa maak. Die Rooms-Katolieke Kerk het in Augustus by monde van die paus in 'n ongewone stap die wandade van pedofiliese priesters erken, asook die rol van die kerk wat hulle misdrywe dekades lank toegesmeer het. Hy het ook onderneem dat die kerk voortaan nie sulke wandade sal verduur nie. Maar ook hier in Suid-Afrika was daar beweringe van kindermolestering deur teen kerkleiers by meer as een kerk. Fokusregisseur Juline Reed het gaan ondersoek instel. In een geval noem ons nie die oortreder, 'n ouderling se naam nie, want hy is 'n familielid van die jong slagoffer en Fokus moet haar identiteit beskerm. En ook net 'n waarskuwing, die inhoud van hierdie verslag kan sommige kykers ontstel. Hier is Juline se ondersoek.
Die sekskapades van 'n wêreldbekroonde Nigeriese pastoor, Timothy Omotoso, is in April 2017 in 'n eksklusiewe verslag deur ons susterprogram Special Assignment oopgevlek. Die pastoor het na bewering werwers gebruik om jong vroue te lok en het hulle Durban toe geneem. Sy vermeende slagoffers is afgesonder van hul gesinne en verlei onder die voorwendsel van geestelike mentorskap. Omotoso en 2 ander staan tereg op 63 aanklagte waaronder seksuele aanranding, verkrachting en afpersing. Die staat se eerste getuie, Cheryl Zondi, het reeds getuig.
Then when he saw that my hands were not moving any further, he came on top of me, obviously without his shorts on. And then he put his penis in between my thighs.
Na ongeveer 27 jaar van pyn en lyding het William Segedisho vir die eerste keer die moed bymekaar geskraap om op te staan teen 2 Rooms-Katolieke priesters wat hom na bewering seksueel aangerand het. Die voorvalle het in die 1980s plaasgevind. Die kerk het hom ingeneem nadat hy vir 'n kort ruk op die straat gebly het. Die afgetrede priester, William McCurtain, het hom na bewering omgekoop met klere en drank. Hy was net 13 jaar oud.
Frankly speaking, I have so much hate for the man right now. Even the apology that I demand from him, I don't think it will be something that will take place in the same room. And that hate is taking its toll on me.
Die priester het hom sedertdien om verskoning gevra. Een voormalige ouderling van die kerk is in Junie van jaar in die Tembeletu Landroshof in George skuldig bevind op 2 aanklagte van seksuele aanranding. Die eerste slagoffer in die saak is oor 'n tydperk van 2 jaar deur hom gemanipuleer en uitgebuit. Sy was net 14 jaar oud, hoewel sy na bewering destyds deur kerklede gekonfronteer is, het sy in daardie stadium ontken. 4 jaar later, toe sy 18 jaar oud was, het sy self 'n saak by die polisie in George aangemeld. Die slagoffer was bereid om telefonies met Fokus te praat, maar wou nie die gesprek opneem nie. Maar sy is spyt. Die slagoffer meen, as sy net vroeër gepraat het, kon sy verhoed dat nog 'n onskuldige kind 'n teken geword het van dieselfde oortreder.
Ek het gedink hulle sal my glo nie, want dis mos die familie. Ek het geweet of hulle my gaan glo of nie glo nie.
Sy was net 10 jaar oud.
Ek het kwaad gevoel, want hoe kom jy dit aan my?
Die oortreder is verwant aan die slagoffer.
The pastor that called me into the meeting, his prayer was, Vader, je helpt toch niet. That's all he said. Vader, je helpt toch niet. And then that was when and then confessed to me to say that he's sorry and what he did to my daughter. He told me that he asked my daughter to take off a panty. and that he's sorry that he asked her to do so. And when he said that, I was just in shock. Very much mixed emotion. I didn't know what to say to him. And that is where I asked him, how long has this been going on? And he couldn't give me a definite answer.
Die pastoor wat die vergadering met die ma gehou het, het glo aan die gesin gesê dat hy die saak by die polisie aangemeld het. In 'n brief van die kerk bevraagteken die pa die manier hoe die saak deur die kerk hanteer is.
The pastor followed the Cape Conference Children's Protection Policy by reporting the matter to SABC. Dus nie die waarheid nie. Die pastoor het nooit die saak gaan rapporteer nie. Ek gaan liewer sê die pastoor het volgens wat hy sê, 'n dag later, nadat hy die confession gehoor het, 'n dag later gaan vra vir advies. As hy nie weet hoe om die ding te doen nie. Hy moet dan vra vir wie? Vir sy superior, sy supervisor, sy mentor, wat ewe ons dit wil noem.
Die dogter se pa het toe besluit om 'n klag teen die polisie in te dien, omdat die oortreder nie op daardie stadium aangekla is nie. Die polisie het toe self 'n interne ondersoek van stapel gestuur.
Dat die occurrence boek, die OB soos hulle hom noem, daar is niks melding van die pastoor wat by die polisiestasie was. Die persoon wie in bevel was daai dag by die charge office, hy homself sê dat ek het nog nooit vir 'n mens van die publiek, enige persoon van die publiek gesê, gaan eers anders as hy wil 'n saak kom rapporteer nie. Die ironiese ding is die, as die pastoor sê, hy het gegaan tot by die polisiestasie. Nou vraag ek, hoekom het hy nie melding gemaak dat skryf my naam eers, sodat ek kan terugkom en sê, julle is die mense wat gesê het. Daar is niks soos dit nie.
Die ouers het toe later besluit om self 'n klag aanhangig te maak.
In her mind, it was like she thought that she was the wrong one, because she didn't tell us about it. And that moment when we were at the police station with her, she thought she was going to be locked up. And then I assured her, but you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. You're not the one at fault. It's just merely to ask you what's your story and what had happened to you coming from you.
Sedert hulle 'n standpunt ingeneem het teen die kerk, voel hulle uitgeworpe.
You know, the one last time when we were at court, it was always just me and my husband and the child that was going. And she asked me if there was a few church members praying with the perpetrator. And the elders were praying with the perpetrator. I'm sorry. And then she asked me, why don't they pray with her? Why don't they pray with us? They just keep on praying with him. They're not with us.
Ek dink dis nie reg wat hulle doen nie, want dis verkeerd wat hulle doen. Hulle moet eintlik soos hulle moet ons help, want dis verkeerd wat hy goed doen het, want hulle doen iets, want hy is eintlik 'n krimineel wat hulle cover hom. En hulle moet ons help, want ons probeer die hele ding doodmaak, soos dat dit nie met ander kinders kan gebeur nie.
Haar boodskap aan ander slagoffers is duidelik.
Hulle moet nie bang wees nie, want as hulle vir hulle ouers sê, sal hulle ouers hulle help. Hulle ouers sal hulle glo. Hulle moet niets vir hulle sê.
Bly ingeskakel vir deel 2 van Jolien Riet se verslag. Ons is net hierna terug. Die fokus is vanaand op die seksuele mishandeling van minderjariges binne die kerk. 'n Gesin van George in die Suid-Kaap sukkel steeds om die gebeure te verwerk nadat hulle dogter deur 'n ouderling van die 7de dag Adventiste kerk gemolesteer is. Hier is deel 2 van Jolien Riet se verslag.
Red Riding Hood to the witness stand.
Volgens die uitspraak is die skuldige vir 2 jaar onder huisarrest geplaas. Hy moet elke maand 16 ure gemeenskapsdiens doen en 'n rehabilitasieprogram bywoon. Sy naam moet ook in die nasionale register vir seksuele oortreders aangeteken word. Dit is om te verhoed dat oortreders in die toekoms met kinders werk.
From the lawyers after the break.
Hy is nou weer gedoop. Nou vraag ek myself, het hulle die chaperone system in plek? Is hy gerehabiliteer? Ek is niks te doen met sy verlossing nie. Sy verlossing is tussen hom en God. Maar ek vraag, is hy gerehabiliteer? En hoe gaan ons daai weet? Want ons nou hê dat in 5 jaar se tyd kom maar weer saak uit soos dit. Die belangrikheid is dat is hy gerehabiliteer. Wanneer die kerk om doop sê ons, die man is gerehabiliteer. Dit is wat ons sê. Ons sê hy is in good standing. Met ander woorde, hy is eligible nou weer vir office.
Die gesin sê hulle soek antwoorde.
I'm trying to get over it, but something that I can't get over it because my children want answers. My child feels as if every day she feels as if it's her fault. And I need to know that it's not her fault.
Maar wanneer ons kinders se innocence wegvat, ek het vir hulle gesê, ek sal nog vir 10 jaar fight. Ek glo, die Here sal my die krag gee om te fight tot die ding stop. Totdat hulle weet, ons gaan die ding moet implement. Want dit maak nou nie saak is op skrif. Alles wat die beleid is op skrif. Maar vorentoe doen ons niks omtrent dit.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church, I grew up in this church and I was always to believe that hulle het altyd gepraat van die waarheid. Hulle die waarheid. Today I ask myself, wat is die waarheid wat die kerk het?
Wat is die kerk se verantwoordelikheid wanneer 'n slagoffer na vore kom en 'n gemeentelid of 'n kerkleier van 'n seksuele misdryf beskuldig?
Bly by ons, want net hierna praat Fokus met die 7de dag Adventiste Kerk oor die onlangse voorval van die molestering van 'n 10-jarige meisie op George. Ons is nou terug. Wat is die kerk se rol om kinders in die kerk teen seksuele molestering en uitbuiting te beskerm? En hoe moet die kerk die saak hanteer wanneer 'n klag van seksuele aanranding teen een van sy amptdraers of lidmate ingedien word? Kan 'n lidmaat wat aan molestering skuldig bevind is, weer 'n vertrouensrol in die kerk speel? Om die en ander vrae te bespreek, het Jolien Reed verteenwoordigers van die 7de dag Adventiste Kerk na die ateljee genooi. Sy het gepraat met Dr. Jongimpi Papu, hy is die president van die Kaapse Konferensie van die kerk, en met meneer Dave Spencer, die president van die Suider-Afrika Unie Konferensie.
Goeienaand, saam met ons in die ateljee is Dr. Papu en Dr. Spencer en ons gaan praat oor die insident waaroor ons berig het. Dr. Papu, with regards to the incident that took place in George, the father is saying that the elder did not report the case to the police. What is the church's view on this matter?
Whether, in other words, whether he reported it or not, the church has a policy on what we should do when there's an allegation of this nature. And I think Dave, my colleague here, would be explaining more of that because we have a union of conferences and this incident took place in George. Ours is more of applying the policy. We have a policy and the policy is very clear that an incident of this nature must be reported to the police.
So, Dr. Spencer, in this regard, are you aware of the incident that had taken place in George, and was there any, because there was even a police report stating that there was an internal investigation stating that the case was never reported, it was never signed in the OB book, and the police had come back to say that the case had never been reported, or that they even sent anyone away from the police station and told them to go and seek advice somewhere else?
Our information is that the pastor did report it immediately. I think it was the following day he reported it. But it was difficult for him to report. So we are aware and we believe him that he did report it to the police. But what happened after that, we're not sure.
Okay. You also mentioned earlier that there was other cases that you guys had been working with, also specifically related to a sexual offense, where you reported the case. What had happened in that matter?
We are not aware. We know that probably in the past, remember, we are the current administration, there were others before us, other leadership before us. We don't have the details of other cases. What we have come across is the current case that we have. And I want to also add that there has never been an intention to put this, to hide this under the carpet, because within 3 days, remember, the father of the victim got to know about this within a short space of time, and the perpetrator was actually with the pastor, just the two of them. It was very easy to hide it, but the pastor made sure that the social workers are aware of this. He says he went to report to the police. He informed the parents as well. Now, we're not going to get into the details, but there was never an intention to hide this and to protect the perpetrator.
Okay. What is the policy of the church with regards to sexual abuse?
We have a church manual that applies to the whole world church, and we in almost every country of the world. And in this church manual, it actually specifies how to protect children from abuse or from sexual harassment. And the first thing that we have is the 2-adult policy. So that means that a child should never be left alone with only one adult. There should always be 2 adults. And if that's not possible, and let's say the child and an adult have to be in an office for some reason, then the door must be open. We also have a screening process according to our policy where people who are going to be working with children, let's say in the Sabbath school program, that's like a Sunday school program, they must be checked and screened. The fourth thing is if they are coming from say another city and they move to this particular church, then they should also wait at least 6 months before they can be used so that the people get to know the person as well. So we have those policies in place to try and prevent any kind of sexual abuse from taking place.
And for instance, in the George case, this incident happened outside the borders of the church, but yet it was done by an elder of the church. So how does the church then work with a case like this?
Well, that's an important point you're making, that the George incident didn't even happen at one of our churches. It happened at a private house. And the victim and the perpetrator were actually family members. They know each other. And it didn't happen at the church. But the church still got involved by the pastor speaking to the family, as Dr. Pabu said, and also trying to report it to the police. So that person, very unfortunately, was an elder, and immediately that person was disciplined, the perpetrator, so that he could no longer be an elder, and then the process was set in motion to try and get justice through the law provided by South Africa.
I think it's important to note that in this case, where the person had actually been convicted, it's stipulated in the charge, basically saying that he will not be allowed to be with children. So, and that he needs to become rehabilitated. But in this case, has he now been allowed back in church, and will he be allowed to take up a position within the church?
It is true that he has been allowed as a member. That's after a period, but our policy is very clear. Not only in his case, to everyone who's going to work with children, that there has to be clearance. It's even worse in his case when there's knowledge that there's been an incident of this nature. There's no way he's going to be allowed to work directly with children, even if, say, a few years from now, he had to be elected in any position. But right now, he is not reinstated to a position. He's reinstated to membership, which there's a big difference.
So in this regard, going on later, so what is the chaperone system of the church? Will he then is the procedure applied at church?
What do you mean by procedure?
For instance, in this regard, because he's still in the process of being going through the rehabilitation. I mean, the sentence was just passed in 2017, which was last year. So how far are we in the process?
Like I say, he has been reinstated into membership. But remember, at the conference level or even at the head office at the union level, we do not micromanage what happens in the local church. All we do is to make sure that they work within the policies of the church. So the policy of the church does not preclude the person from being reinstated, but it makes it very clear that he cannot work with children. So that is something that we need to monitor. But of course, we have to work with the family of the, and I think there's a lot that we need to do in terms of integration, reintegration to the church, and letting them know that they are not guilty. They are not, the victim should not feel like he's also victimized by the church. So we need to reach out and make sure that there's a positive fellowship also especially with the victim. So those processes we hope will unfold, and we'll keep an eye as leadership to make sure that takes place.
Any message for victims of the church who would like to come forward? Is there any message for them in reporting, say, if there was an incident that was reported, God forbid not?
I think that is very important what you're saying, that we would encourage any victims to come forward. You can come to the church leaders, and if the church leaders are the perpetrators, then we have an officer at the regional office who can hear their complaints. And we also encourage people to take it to the police if there's any accusation that needs to be made against a perpetrator.
And I must also add that it is regrettable that we are also even talking about this when the church is actually about salvation and not these incidents that we're talking about. But we live in a fallen world, in a system, in a society that is broken. And we hope that by God's grace that we will not have this. And our hearts go to the family as well for having gone through this, especially when it involved a person who's in the leadership position. So it's a very unfortunate situation, and we hope we will never have to go through this again.
Thank you. That's all we have time for tonight. Thanks.
Dis ongelukkig al vir vanaand. Onthou jou afspraak volgende Sondag aand om 6 net hier op SABC 2. En jy kan ook na ons toe kom. Ons lees graag jou kommentaar. Stuur dit vir ons en jou tweets en jou voorstelle aan Fokus by sabc.co.za. Jy kan gerus ook ons webblad besoek, ons Fokusblad op Facebook. Soek onder by Fokus SABC en jy kan ook by ons aansluit op Twitter by FokusZA. Baie dankie vir die saamkyk. Ons wil baie graag jou terugvoer kry op hierdie program. Mooi week. Totsiens.